Welcome to Real Talk with Uncle D. I'm your host, Uncle G. Let's do this.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Hey, today's topic, we're discussing daddy duties. No instructions, your story, tell it the way you want, right? Back in the day, my wife worked nights, so I had to get my kid ready for school, right? Hair was the hardest thing for me, you know what I'm saying? I'm follically impaired, hair's not my specialty. But anyway, every time I do my kid's hair, man, my shoulders would cramp up, man, every time, So, but back in the day, I ran a gym and I was a bodybuilder. So I'm used to overcoming pain and stuff like that. So I'm thinking to myself, these ponytails can't whoop me. So sometimes when I'm working out and I go to a physical place, sometimes I have to verbally talk myself through it. I'm gonna have to say something like, this is easy, let's do this, whatever, So this particular day, man, I got on this heavy stuff. Man, I needed to go to that verbal spot. So, man, I pushed that weight. I had to kick it in. This is easy. Well, bam, shoot, I conquered it, right? I'm thinking to myself, ponytails? Ponytails can't control me. I'm the man. So the next day I was hyped up, confident, right? So I'm getting these ponytails together. Man, I had to go to that verbal place on these ponytails because it was kicking my butt, right? So I'm like, ponytail, you can't control me. I got you. Man, that ponytail looked at me and said, son, you can't penetrate me. I control you. I will always win. You know what? That ponytail was telling the truth, man, because every time I try to get those ponytails together, I put one up high, one on the side. Time after time again, same result. But I had an epiphany. Back in the 90s, the Spice Girls were totally popular, right? Man, I looked at my little girl and said, guess what? You sporty Spice today. Man, she smiled so big. We went to her closet and found this little Adidas tracksuit. She couldn't wait to get to school, show everybody she's Sporty Spice. But then her mama called and said, hey, what's up with Morgan's hair? And I said, hair? She said, yeah. I said, didn't she tell you? She's Sporty Spice, right? Her mama didn't know what to say, but my little girl interrupted and said, hey, Mom, you didn't know? You didn't know I was Sporty Spice? Only Dad knew I was Sporty Spice? Man, her mama lost some cool points that day, and I gained all kinds, right? So anyway, my little girl go to school, right? She opened those doors. It was like, oh, it wasn't like, oh, man, my dad messed my hair up. She knew. She knew she was a superstar. She knew she was Sporty Spice. Man, she walked down the hall. Everybody's like, man, hey, did you see Sporty Spice, man? Her dad hooked her up. A little girl walking down the hall like, tell me what you want, what you really, really want. Tell me what you want, what you really, really want. What she wanted for lunch one day was a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. But she asked for a pickle and butter. I bagged it up. So her mama show up after school, and his teacher comes up to her mom and says, hey, you may want to get Morgan something to eat after school because your husband made a butter and pickle sandwich. And she holds up this baggie full of pickle and butter juice and soggy bread, right? So her mama was a little upset. So her mama approached me and said, hey, I was really embarrassed. What would you have done if I'd have done that and the teacher asked you that? I said, I'd have did everything you did. I'd have only did one thing different. When that teacher held that baggie up like that, I would have gently removed that baggie from that teacher's hand, and I would put the corner of that baggie in my tooth, right? And I would tear a hole in it. I would take that pickle juice over to my kid, and I'd squeeze that pickle and butter juice on her tongue, get that palate excited. Shoot. That's like an appetizer, man. That's like a jalapeno popper, right? And then I just squeeze the bread, get all that juice up on her palate, get that palate excited, right? Shoot, she got an appetizer and number 2 with no onions. Winning all day. You know what I'm saying? Yes, sir. Talking about yes, sir. My kid went to prom. She decided to drink for the first time. I get a call. It's the principal. He said, hey, your daughter's passed out and the EMTs are going to try to revive her from alcohol poisoning. So I drive out there. She's conscious. She say, I don't understand. I said, I bet you don't. So I asked her, where'd you get the alcohol? She said, well, I hooked up with this kid down at the park, and I got a Sonic cup full of 151. I'm like, oh, you're drinking gasoline. No wine coolers, no Miller Lite, just straight gas. I said, okay. I said, how many of y'all were drinking? She said, ain't nobody drinking but me, Dad. I said, shoot, at least you ain't a follower, right? And I said, why'd you drink? She said, thought I'd have fun. I said, oh, fun. Did you have fun? Let me tell you something. You didn't come out your mama running, right? You had to crawl before you walk, right? Sip, sip, little buddy. Sip, sip. Baby sips. You know, this ain't no race, because if it was, you lost, because you came out sprinting when you could have been running. So then my little girl had the audacity to basically ask me, hey, Dad, was the tornado sirens going off last night? I'm saying, no, you didn't. You ain't trying to blame this on the weather. Only sirens, and must I say sirens, woo, woo, were going off, was from the fire truck full of EMTs trying to revive your little butt. So don't make excuses. Talking about crazy stuff. Back in the day, my mama didn't have a whole lot of money, so I had a really great day. My mom let me go pick out my clothes for school. I love bell bottoms, so I got me some brown bell bottoms with peace signs on them and a butterfly collar shirt. But she didn't let me pick my shoes out because my mama didn't have a lot of money back in the day. So she got me these little black and white track shoes. But I like them because they make you feel really fast. But the sole's really thin, so if you step on a rock or something, you're going to pay the price. It's like walking to school with your socks. So anyway, we walking home from school. We approach the stop sign, and there's a trash truck there. Man, I look at my homie like, hey, let's ride this trash truck out. So we get on this trash truck. As soon as we take a left, my homie jumps off. Kind of punked me out, right? So I'm riding it out, and I get a little curious, right? So I look to the right, and I notice a worker sees me. So I panic, right? But in my mind, I'm thinking, I kind of figuring out why my homie jumped off. And as soon as my feet hit the ground, it was very apparent. Because this trash truck now is rolling about 30 miles an hour, right? My little feet was trying to catch up with my head, you know? Man, I shredded up my cords, butterfly collar hanging on one side, messed up my hands and stuff, man. I'm like, what am I gonna tell my mama, right? So I told my mom, I'm like, you know those track shoes you got me, Mom? You know what? Man, I was killing everybody in the foot race. The very last foot race, Mom, I was running so fast. When I hit that stop sign, I celebrated, lost all kinds of control. Fell down, messed up my cords, messed up my shirt, butterfly collar hanging down to one side, skin on my hands. Mom, I'm sorry, man. I know you work hard for everything, man. Is there any way maybe you can replace my cords? And my mom just said, all right, because my mom, she knew I was lying. She knew I'm a knucklehead, but my mom, good people. And that's all Uncle D has to say about that. That's all I got to say. That's it. Thanks for tuning in. Your favorite uncle, Uncle D, for advice, swag, motivation, and life lessons. Sounding off, repping the Midwest for sure. Yes, sir. If you're watching YouTube, don't forget, like, share, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification button on the side. Bing, bing. Hey, Uncle D, sounding off for sure. Over and out.